I caught my overly ambitious junior architect snooping through my private tablet, completely copying my unreleased Ecodome blueprint. But when he presented it to our firm's biggest developer, he fell directly into an engineering trap I laid out weeks ago. I smiled as my junior designer confidently stood before our firm's global investors, presenting a stolen digital blueprint from my private tablet, entirely unaware that the structural mathematics in that file were deliberately calculated to fail. I had spent 6 years building my reputation as a lead sustainable architect. When Liam was hired as my assistant, I thought he was eager to learn. He was polite, attentive, and volunteered to stay late every evening to help clear my desk. But then something changed. I noticed my digital file logs were registering brief, unauthorized access points at 3 a.m. Important design folders were slightly out of order. Liam started wearing expensive designer suits he couldn't possibly afford on an assistant's salary. I grew highly suspicious. Last Tuesday, I intentionally left an unencrypted backup drive on my desk labeled Top Secret, High-Value Waterfront Project. I hid a motion-activated camera inside the bookshelf plant across the room. When I checked the footage later that night, my heart raced. Liam didn't just glance at the drive, he systematically copied the entire file layout onto a personal flash drive, a triumphant smirk on his face. I felt a massive wave of anger. The utter betrayal from someone I mentored made me feel sick to my stomach. I should have reported him to human resources immediately, but I realized that a standard corporate reprimand was too easy. Today was the official bidding war for the waterfront contract. Liam bypassed me entirely, stepping up to the podium to pitch the stolen Ecodome concept directly to the board chairman, claiming it was his own breakthrough invention. The room was completely mesmerized by the brilliant 3D rendering. Then I discovered the truth about my own trap. I didn't just let him steal a generic plan. The specific blueprint I left out contained an intentional, massive structural calculation error regarding water pressure resistance. It looked beautiful on a screen, but a real-world engineer would see it was a literal disaster waiting to happen. Right as the chairman reached to sign Liam's promotional contract, the lead technical auditor raised his hand. He pointed at the screen, asking how the foundation could withstand the local tide vectors with such an elementary mathematical flaw. Liam went completely pale. He stuttered, sweating profusely as he looked at me for help. I stayed completely silent, sipping my coffee. He was fired on the spot and blacklisted from the entire industry. He wanted a shortcut to the top of my industry, but he forgot that when you steal someone else's foundation, you have to know how to keep it from collapsing. Drop it if you think he got exactly what he deserved.